Okay, so today I decided, so the theme of today's podcast is basically like fear and challenging your fears. Typically, like when I'm filming in my house, I'm comfortable in the confines of my own home because in your home, I know there's this like concept of like first, second, and third place. I want to say first is your home, second is like a public space that you share like at work, and a third space is like a communal space where you can have like your friends and talk about anything. So I do a lot of like my talking and my vlogging within the confines of my house because I feel comfortable, right? A lot of people, when I tell them that I am introverted, they like don't believe me. They're just like, how? Like, cause you're like, it takes me a while to be comfortable with certain people and being able to express myself and my thoughts. And so today I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to challenge something. I want to challenge the, there's, for me, like how I perceive life is like an experiment, you know? Changing schedules, trying things is like trial and error, right? So for me, I said, I am the subject. I am the subject of my life, right? I get to control this little being, right? My mind is like the main component that makes everything happen. You know, my body is just the vessel that transports it anywhere, right? And being able to view your space, and when I say space, I mean like you, as like two separate things where it's like conscious and mind and then body and movement, being able to separate them and also being able to use them when you need them in tangent, right? And my experiment with myself today is being able to be in a public space and being able to allow myself to talk about what I want to talk about. And it's honestly, and I'm just gonna let you know how I feel. I do feel pretty anxious right now. I feel anxious, and I'll tell you why I feel anxious. Because I'm being vulnerable in an open space. Now, I'm lucky enough, let me tell you where I'm at currently. This is me and Benji's park. Me and Benji come explore this park every morning and every evening. I typically walk him in the evenings. But yeah, this is our park. Like we go, Benji has most likely taken a shit like all over here. And I wanted to pick a park. I knew I eventually wanted to record on the outside, but I wanted to pick a park that was close enough to me to the fact that if I were to run into somebody, I would know the person. And it's that, why did I wanted to do that? Why did I want to do that? I wanted to do that because I don't know if there's a difference where if I had, because I'm on my way to Redondo Beach, if I had filmed in Redondo Beach, I don't think there's that much pressure because I don't know anybody there. So if I were to be like having a conversation with the camera, and if I was being seen having a conversation with the camera, I wouldn't care as much because they're a stranger. And that's another concept that I had to teach myself when it came to like vlogging in public or vlogging out like in a place where there's a lot of people, was that I had to learn that brief moments of like inquietude or brief moments of like, what's that thing, uncomfortableness are okay. I think like we all kind of thrive in the sense of like finding yourself in awkward situations and then realizing that they don't last that long. And I'll share a story with you. So I recently went to San Diego on a solo trip, which I had a great time. Literally, I had planned out my whole itinerary. I was hopping from one spot to the next. I was at the public market, I want to say, and I come across this like super cool wooden boat that somebody created. It looked like a structure in the middle of the market, right? And I wanted to pretend that I was like in the boat sailing. And when I was filming, I kept looking around. Oh, there's a little hummingbird. They're my spirit animal. I see signals everywhere. I kept looking around and saying like, oh, I don't want people to see me like playing on this boat. They're gonna be like, what is this fucking 30-year-old like playing on a boat that's for kids, right? And then I I didn't do it. I didn't film myself. And I knew that that was a crucial, whenever I'm doing like my vlogs and my videos, I kind of see it like a little timeline. Like, okay, I definitely want to have a video of like the ocean. I definitely want to have a video of me doing this activity. I definitely want to have a video of me eating something, shopping. Like, there's a sequence of what I want the vision of the video to look like. So I knew that having this boat video would be really cool, you know, like highlighting. And especially people that do live in San Diego, if they were to see the video, they would recognize where I was without me having to put where I was, because of the significance of this structure or this like video. I mean, the significance of the boat, right? And so I didn't film myself, and it took a while to get the courage to do it. And then I said, okay, now I'm gonna go do it. Whatever, like, who cares? Who cares if people see me doing like weird shit? Like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? So then I work up the courage. I go to the boat, and there's a family in it. And then I said, like, okay, now I definitely can't do it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey ma'am, excuse me, by the way, I'm gonna film myself on this boat. And like, I don't want to kick you out because, like, you know, this is a public space and we should all be here. But yeah, like, if you want to be in the video, you can't. Like, it was more work than originally just doing it, because by the time that initially the first time that I wanted to record, there was nobody there. Like, I was literally by myself. And I wanted to mention that because sometimes your head will be your worst enemy, where like, I'm sitting here, there's actually no people walking by. Earlier there was a family like playing toss and catch, and then there was like a woman walking her dog, and like, I did get kind of nervous. But then I was like, you know what, if they come out by the time that I'm ready to film, fuck it. If they don't, then, you know, perfect opportunity, I could just talk about whatever I want. But yeah, no, it's just a lot of the things that you tell yourself or why you're not doing something out of fear is the reason why you're not going to be successful in it. And I have to understand that. Like, when I was driving over here, I said, if you're filming in a public space, you are going to get people that will eventually be in your space. And you continue doing what you have to do because that is what you want to do, you know? Like, I want to be here talking about things to motivate you behind this camera in your confines of your own space where you feel comfortable, but that's not real connection. So then I told myself, if for whatever reason I am filming and there's somebody in the background, the fear and the way you end it is by inviting them into your space. If you see somebody, like if I were to see somebody walking right now with their dog, and I would be like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to view my video. I don't want them to think I'm stupid. And that's a lot of anxiety talking. Whereas then if I acknowledge that I see this woman with her dog, I'd be like, hey, by the way, like, oh, I'm just doing like a little vlog. Do you want to be in it? I think your dog's really cute. So inviting people to come into your space, I think, takes away the fear of being judged, because now they're a part of it, you know? And if they choose not to, then that's on them. But you continue doing what you have to do, you know? And I think it's like being able to film yourself in a natural environment such as this, just like a park, just leisurely being at a park and enjoying it, I think it gives people a more of like, I don't know, I honestly really enjoy whenever I'm online watching videos of people just doing their own thing without not caring, whatever. And you look at them, you're like, oh my gosh, that person is so courageous. And all they really did was have a tripod, have a phone, start talking, and that's it. And that's what I want to express, that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who I am. It doesn't matter what I do as a job. It doesn't matter how much money I make. At the end of the day, what's gonna give me meaning and make me happy is a tripod with a recording device, with something that's gonna amplify my voices, because I am in a stage in my life where I don't want to be quiet. Like, I want to, because what's the point of having all these amazing thoughts or feeling like you have the proper advice for somebody or being somebody's comfort in words without you being able to tell them or say it, or dying without being able to express how you felt? And like, I don't want to do that. Like, you know, I want to be able, like I said, my trying to find the right word. My existence here that gives me the most satisfactory feeling ever and happiness is true deep connection, whether it be like virtually or in the flesh. And that's what I wanted to express. I didn't finish my thought, is that I can hide in my room and say the things that I want to say and target you or reach you in your room quietly. But I feel like as the human populace, going back to the tribe era, we connected in person, we connected through thought, through sight. So I just want to make people comfortable, or tell you that like you can do it. You can do it. Whatever you fear. If like, another thing that I want to tackle is public speaking, because I feel like once I'm in the thick of it, like I can make things happen for myself. And I don't know, maybe that can be like a little series of me just challenging my fears, because I know I'm not the only one. And to be great is to be courageous. So I'll see you. I'm on my way to Redondo Beach.